Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. We're playing a pale draconian conjurer of Hepleoclocana, and we gave up on Lair 6 last episode. We put it off indefinitely. We, I guess, are gonna go see what's up in Orc? I think that like having a thing of resist cold and maybe idealizing International will help. Yeah, let's give that a shot before we head down. Okay, at least he doesn't have a Staff of Cold, so he only has one level of enhancers. Do enhancers work on monsters? I don't even know. What should I do against him besides just Dazzling Spray? Probably something, right? I don't know, Dazzling Spray is pretty good. Having him blind will help a lot. Yeah, okay. No trouble. Another Ring of Ice, but no particular reason to take it, now that we've killed the only monster I would really want 2 levels of Resist Cold for. Orc is still a little bit dangerous, so I want to... I would like to stay near the stairs, but of course there's only so much of Orc that is near the stairs. So instead, I will settle for just exploring a bit more carefully. What is this all about? There wasn't a volcano on this floor or anything, was there? I don't think so. Yeah, get repelled. That reminds me. Okay, deflect missiles does still exist. I thought they had gotten rid of it when they got rid of the repel missiles spell and moved that to a scarf. But I was reading the justification for why it was removed, and it was basically because it was like a no-brainer that pretty much every character would want. It was cheap enough that any character could get it, and it was still quite effective without having to do any particular training. And those reasons don't really apply to deflect missiles. It's quite difficult to get online. So that spell got to stay. Makes sense, I suppose. So anyway, most of Orc, not much of a problem, but still worth treading carefully. You know, let's get a bit more invocations. Idealize is... I don't like that Idealize has a fail percent at all, and 17 is a bit high. And we've used it somewhat effectively, but you know, it's also more powerful the higher level you have it, and so on, and like, yeah, don't... Just stop picking up Rings of Ice and Fire. Anyway, I'd rather have that available as a thing that I can apply in any combat where I feel like it's a problem, and have it actually improve the combat, not risk making it worse. And it shouldn't be that much investment to get it a bit higher. You don't need a ton of invocations for Hepleoclocana, but it doesn't hurt to have a bit more. I should check exactly what how Idealize scales with more invocation. Like, is it just more duration, or is it a bigger buff? I don't really remember. And that might convince me to train more of it, or not. Okay, well, I don't really want to venture too far into that open area. So we'll just hang out here. Whew, yeah, we got plenty of monsters. Let's not put any fulminant prisms in. We have made that mistake enough times, I think. Oh, a Nekasek, huh? From the Orc Sorcerer? Alright, we're a bit surrounded. Let's Idealize here, actually. And then try to get the sorcerer. It's not working so great. Alright, there's the sorcerer. Just get him. There we go. There go all of the summons. Okay, fine. I do like Amulets of Piety on almost any character. They're quite good. And having having the freedom to idealize really whenever I want, without having to worry too much about piety is nice for sure. Okay, so this is the end vault here. Let's just leave this for now. Scout around the edges. We saw there are, of course, quite a few monsters in there. That's where we attracted that big following of orcs a moment ago. We got to the end vault without really noticing it, I guess. So let's just be a bit more careful. Scout out the rest of the area so there's no surprises. I guess in here? Nothing here either. And then try to tackle it just one section at a time. Try to pull as few monsters as possible. That's kind of a lot. This will wake several of them up, but only that one knows where we are. Yeah. So we should be able to... There, I recalled International just so she would stop... monsters would stop being able to track me by following her. I mean, it also... Ooh. What happened? Where did my health go? I got hit by something. The Orc Warrior had a glaive, I see. Alright, well, an Orc Knight and an Orc Warrior are not such a huge threat, generally. But they are when they're, like, right next to each other. Well, I recalled her, seeing if I could get her to stay alive long enough to follow me upstairs, but that was sort of silly, I don't know. We'll just rest up and go back downstairs. Just take this in bite-sized pieces. It shouldn't be too bad, really. The main danger is in charging in ahead and fighting it all at once. You know, also, if there are any Orc Warlords, even fighting them one at a time could be a bit dangerous. Likewise, the high-level Orc Spellcasters who can do nasty things. You know, paralysis and summon big old demons. Yowza. Alright, well, let's idealize her and get going. Oh, a prism, huh? Oh man, that would make a lot of noise. I think it's worth. Like, they've heard us anyway. Here will blow up everything in the room, which is amazing. Yeah, we only heard a couple shouts. Okay, so we woke up the other room. Fine. Well, let's blow them up too. Oh, it didn't work. They attacked it. Didn't think they were going to do that. Okay, we're a bit surrounded here. I don't like that very much. Yeah, let's just head back to the stairs now. They're not fast. They can't really do anything against our strategy of walking away. Those are unexplored stairs, I know, but it was just important to get upstairs, away from the current threats, more than... I wasn't anything I was super worried about running into on Orc 1, basically. Maybe that was foolish. I should go clear it out, though, now, so I have a safer escape route. Should have done that before I started, but I wasn't really paying attention to whether there were any unexplored stairs. Turns out all that was up there was a single ogre. No big deal. And back to clearing this out carefully, hopefully. Let's back up. Don't want to get too surrounded. Something's shooting at us. Shooting at International anyway. I couldn't see it, so it obviously wasn't shooting at me, but... Wand of Enslavement's interesting. Another box of beasts. Wand of Acid, sure. These are all worth picking up at some point, perhaps. Bookshop. What's in Warp these days? Yes, there's the big high level 8 stuff, and like nothing else that's of much interest. And nothing else we really would want. Okay, so that's not too interesting. I mean, Control Blink is a very powerful spell, of course. But I'm not really inclined to invest a bunch of experience in translocations. We'll have better stuff to spend XP on. Whether that's more conjurations, like getting back towards our conjuration roots, or just improving overall survivability, or getting some more utility stuff. Level 8 spells are very expensive, is all. So I could put a prism here, and I think it actually does blow up around the walls. No, maybe not. Interesting. Some explosions do go around walls, but this one apparently doesn't. Huh. That's a surprise to me. Yeah, International, you're gonna have to stay back. She would just get herself killed and mess up our tactical positioning. Whereas we seem to be able to just sort of mow these guys down without her help. More books! Jeez. Azukuba's armor is appealing as a... I've already seen that somewhere, by the way. We have, in lots of places. It is appealing. Spatial translocations? Now we gotta have blink. Okay. It's appealing since we can't wear armor, but it still has a downside. You know, right? It slows you down, so it's not like an obvious pickup. These are expensive. I've never actually cast Lesser Beckoning. It was added like around the time I wasn't playing that much. Not a spell I'm inclined to cast ever, really, but... So we have, like, all the books we could ever want, and there's the Book of Earth. It's an interesting direction to head in. Our aptitudes are towards fire, right? Yeah. Fire and air. Interestingly, there's not, like, any really good fire spells around? Huh. It would be nice to pick up like a fireball or something. I don't know. Boots. Sure, I guess. There's those other boots in Lair, though. Whatever, I'll leave those alone. We don't need the 1 AC just yet. Maurice. Let's just lightning rod him down. Oh my god. International, please. Well, we better empty it out. Yeah, let's just blow up International, I guess. The fact that it no longer misses is kind of handy. He had a wand, of course, and I was not particularly keen on getting zapped with a wand by an invisible jerk. So I just figured, like, hey, we have a thing that can definitely kill him, let's just use it. We weren't saving it for anything in particular, really, so... That Orc Sorcerer is a bigger danger than I really gave him credit for. He could have landed a Paralyze or something, and I would have been pretty sad about the fact that I was tapping him. I don't need this Book of Conjurations anymore. Yeah, confusing him is not that likely to work out. But these other orcs are just not much of a concern, so I wanted to prioritize killing the Orc Priest before he could summon something particularly nasty, or I don't know, get in a bunch of lucky smites somehow. That's the main threat that he presents, is summoning something. The smiting is not much of a concern at this level anymore. Whereas the Orc Sorcerers, they have Paralyze, and that's sort of their main threat. Somehow I turned off auto pickup. That's why we haven't been picking up our chunks. Do we already have a cloak? Yeah. Oh right, a Scarf of Repulsion. A Sorcerer. Let's just back up so we can at least 2-on-1 him. And there we go. I haven't been super impressed with Internationale, but she's been fine. Alright, well, that was Orc. Let's try to get... Well, anything I should buy? It might be an okay time to, like, pick up regen or something. Some sort of low-level spells in some other school that I could spread out into. Why do I have a book of cantrips listed? I don't know. Let's get that off the list. Some low-level spell school that I can spread out into. We're sort of at the point where the skills we're investing in are getting a bit expensive, and we can get quite a bit of payout by we can get more skill points for the same amount of investment if we invest in cheap skills, of course, right? So like we could head for regen and try to get some necromancy going. We are not terrible at necromancy. It's not our strong suit. But there are some pretty good necromancy skills. It's always a fine late game choice. I shouldn't say late game, because like in the super late game, of course, you're in like Hell and Pandemonium perhaps, and it's not that great. But having finished Lair, we're sort of in like what you might call the mid game. But necromancy really can propel you through like, you know, vaults and that sort of area pretty well and depths with Death Channel and so on. Really adds a lot of fuel. And at a low level, you get like Animate Dead, you get regen, right? So I think that necromancy is a good direction to go in. And the cheapest copy of it seems to be on Dungeon 4. So we won't buy one from Orc after all. I guess there's still a few stragglers left. Not a big deal. But it seems like we're not really in the direction of conjuring very much anymore, right? Internationale's been getting in the way a lot. We have this great trident. It'll stop being quite so useful eventually, but it's still quite good. What's in this thing? Yeah, nothing. Excruciating wounds, though. So let's pick up necromancy. There we go. And we can't actually memorize the spells in it yet because we don't have enough spell levels. I could forget Conjure Flame, but it still is actually quite useful situationally. So let's just train up some spellcasting along with necromancy as soon as we can. Fighting looks fine. Dodging, I guess, is fine. Whatever. It is at a fine level to turn off, is what I meant to say. Didn't phrase it very clearly. What was I trying to look for here? I'm not sure. Okay, well, anyway. Oh, I was looking for something to drop. That's what it was. Book of Minor Magic. There's nothing in that I really want, right? Yeah. Okay. So we'll just pick up the Book of Necromancy and see about doing one more floor of the dungeon before we call this an episode. Okay, there were some hydras here, I guess. Oh, and Sonja. Alright, let's idealize here and try to blind her. That actually worked. And now she's confused. Thanks, International. That wasn't so hard. And there's some nasties over there by the entrance to vaults, but no big deal. Idealize down to 9%, that's handy. Let's try to dance this Hydra around International so she gets a bunch of free hits. Working remarkably well. Okay, well, it's now taking hits against her instead. Whoops. Let's go upstairs and try that again. Okay, well, maybe not the best approach. But that's the thing, like, International is free. It doesn't cost us anything to mess up and have her get killed, as long as we're not risking our own lives. International, what kind of idiot walks in front of me like that? Alright, I probably shouldn't have blinked there, since there was some danger of getting into a fight with other monsters. Yeah, that was poorly done. There's some imps chasing me, but they're really not a big deal. I could have tabbed the Hydra and very likely would have killed it, but we were at low enough health that it could have gotten lucky and finished us off. So, really not worth taking a risk like that when there's a perfectly safe alternative of walk away and try again. What is this? Okay, I don't like all these demons. I'll just back off. A demonologist is not really much of a threat by a set of stairs. That's the big anti-demon tech. Oh, come back, International. I thought she was dead, but apparently she was just, like, unaccounted for. Absent without leave. Is that what AWOL stands for? It's something without leave, and I assumed it was absent, but I never really thought about it. Okay, so dungeon is looking a bit less threatening than it was last time we were here. That's nice, anyway. Still enough threats to keep us on our toes, for sure. I mostly don't respect Kobold Demonologists very much, but if you engage them out in the open with a bunch of other threats, they can... You know, some of the summoned demons can make your life pretty unpleasant. Whoa. That's a lot. Let's try a prism. That ought to get a couple of them, right? And then... I don't know, just hang out here. Idealize. Dazzle them. Yeah, the prism missed most of the monsters. Didn't do much damage to the Hydra. Very disappointing. Okay, well, let's head out, I guess. The bear is berserk. I don't like that. Blinking is not very effective at the moment. Okay, we have entered into a bad situation. I tried a few random blinks, they all went badly. There's a few fast monsters, so we should really get out of here. And a scroll of teleport is too slow. I was trying to save my scrolls of teleport by getting a lucky random blink, but that was a risk, and it has not paid off, so now we have to use something more expensive instead of a scroll of teleport. A scroll of fear is not likely to work. I think it doesn't work on berserk monsters, and it's not likely to work on a Hydra either. So we're just going to have to use a scroll of blinking here. Yes. And I think this will buy us time to get away. We could quaff a potion of haste as well. But I suppose that can wait until it looks like they're going to close in on us. In fact, I can put down a prism here and it should finish off the bear, which is the main fast thing chasing me. Oh my god, really? Very funny. Okay, Ice Blast ought to do it, I guess. Right? Yeah, there goes the bear. The worker ant is not much of a concern. The frog might be, but I don't think so. But we certainly will walk slowly while we see how much damage he's doing to us. The nearest staircase really is this one, huh? I guess this little, there's just a lot of backtracking to do to get to this one. I do have a wand of digging I could use to get there faster. Spend one turn knocking down all these walls. Save me a couple turns going there. Yeah, I think I'll just walk. Okay, that sort of hurts. Let's use a box of beasts to get his attention. Actually, a wand of scattershot might be reasonable here. It should kill him, right? Confusion is quite risky. We could fall back on that potion of haste I was talking about earlier. He can't outrun that, can he? I don't think so. It's a bit expensive. I think I'll just use the wand of scattershot to make doubly sure. Yep, there he goes. Confuse the worker ant and be on our way. It's just straight south from here, right? Is it important to... Yeah, I could go through this corridor. It's actually slower and less safe because if a monster appears in the middle, I'll be sad. Oh my goodness, another Hydra though, for real. Let's go through the corridor then. There's International, just in time, huh? Very funny. Okay, well, so we got... I don't remember exactly how I ended up getting so... how that went so wrong. I guess I was just dealing with too many monsters too cavalierly. I mean, I guess that's sort of always what happens, right? But whenever something goes wrong in this game, it was because you were dealing with too many monsters too cavalierly, right? It's just a matter of, like, what... That's sort of a results-oriented view. Hello? Will you, like, get confused? International, if you wanted to help, that would be okay. Alright. There we go. Well, she gave her life for us. That's good enough. Ugh. Having to do some recursive retreating here. Well, let's like try to at least finish off this floor. Yeah, okay. So these guys are not much of a problem when we're feeling healthy. Here's more of these kobolds. This would be a fun place to use the Lamp of Fire. It's unnecessary though, it's just sort of wasting a charge. It would be effective here, we just don't really need it, I don't think. The stupid orange demon though is kind of a pain. Let's just Ice Blast him a little. Actually, it would waste charges. I'm not too keen on that. I wish these guys would stop putting demons in between themselves and me. Of course, that's all they do. So it's reasonable that that's what they're doing now. What was that? I don't know. Nothing important. I thought I had somehow seen like a Zom message. Zom thinks this is hilarious. I thought I saw the word think in all that mess somehow. But evidently I didn't. Are we going to try and finish out the rest of this floor? Oh, geez, the Hydra's still here. Alright, let's make some distance. That'll do just fine. Thank you, International. And I'm starting to think, like, well, on the other hand, where else exactly are we going to go? We finished Orc, we finished Lair. We really have nothing to do except finish Dungeon. Or go runing, but that doesn't seem like a very good idea to me. Jesus, Hydras everywhere! Okay, well, we can sort of 2-on-1 him like this. Assuming International isn't an idiot. Okay, should be able to finish tabbing him here. Yes. Eye of Draining is not much of a concern. We have a pretty good trident. Alright, well, we do need to finish up Dungeon, but we don't have to do it in this episode. I think we're pretty much done here. And we can continue next time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.